Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of BTB, Behind the Blind. This is Nadir.
And this is Yadira.
And that is Yadira. What up, Yadira?
One of these days, I'm just going to start singing along with the intro.
Go ahead. Go for it. 1, 2, 3, go.
No.
You want me to do it?
No. No. I said one of these days, I'm just going to do it.
One of these days, Alice. Was it Alice? I don't know. Where's that from?
To the moon?
To the moon.
Yeah.
One of these days, Alice. To the moon. Can't do that no more. Wow, that's totally outdated.
Yeah. That didn't age well. That show did not.
Oh my God, nothing aged well. Everything is totally not
okay.
aged well.
Anyway, so I thought, what are we doing today?
Well, we could recap the week real quick.
Okay.
I still don't have a theme song for it yet.
Okay.
You know?
You don't need a theme song. We already have a theme song. Stop.
Recap of the week.
Okay. My earring is stabbing me. It hurts.
Oh, it happens whenever you put on a headscarf. So what did we do this week? Let's see. We did a field day today.
Yes.
With our homeschool group.
It was awesome, but I'm tired.
It was very nice, very exhausting. That's the really good thing about homeschooling, right? Like a lot of people think the biggest stigma of homeschooling is, how are you going to socialize
Your
them?
kids aren't going to be socialized. Your kids are going to be awkward, or they're not going to know how to interact with people because they think that you put your kids in a closet and that's it.
Bro, subhanAllah, man, our kids, they just flourish.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. They just have fun. They are chilling.
Today they had a blast because they got to see all their friends that they haven't seen in a couple of weeks. And so all 4 of them were and it was so much fun. They had all those activities and water gun fights, and it was really fun.
Yep. That was a really fun
the
day.
Kids loved it. Potluck, so we bought food. And really nice time.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun day, alhamdulillah. Lots of people there, too. There was at least 50 people there, at least, right?
Well, are you including the kids?
Yeah, kids and adults.
Yeah, then it probably was a little more than 50.
50, 60 people.
I'm going to say more, yeah.
The wings I bought were all eaten up.
Well, you had a crew of teenage boys playing flag football. And
I told you too. You were like,
I was
at
like,
first.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know, but 90 people. But I forgot that there was going to be teenage boys there. And,
they destroyed.
You
that.
called Della and said wings, and he was like, "What?" Hung up on you.
It came with the whole,
with the whole crew.
with the whole game.
Right, of all these teenage boys, and they devoured the wings.
Yep. So that was really fun, alhamdulillah. Let's see, what else? Yesterday we had a nice day out. We went to a place called Half Price Books.
Yeah, that place is awesome. I love
really
that.
awesome place. It's way more than books. They got records, they got CDs, they got retro consoles. I bought a Wii. Nintendo Wii,
okay,
like an OG Wii.
Let me explain what Half Price Books is for people who don't know. It's a store that has used items, all the things Nadir listed, puzzles, educational games. My girls got a bunch of craft kits, but they're used but in good sellable condition. So, and some of the stuff is just brand new, and you get it for much cheaper because they're used. And then if you have things that you want to sell, you can go there and sell them. You don't get a lot. You don't. It's kind of an awesome way to just kind of unload your stuff, and maybe you get a little bit of dollars here and there, and they get to resell it and can benefit from it because now they're not paying full price. I've gotten some really good books from there that were kind of hard to find. Like I got the whole Hans Christian Andersen and was it that or the Aesop's Fables? I don't know. It was one of those
OG books.
Old books that was in excellent condition. And I think I paid like $5, maybe $7 for it. So you could get some really cool stuff. Yesterday, the girls picked up a Disney Princess cookbook. So, because my kids, all 4 of them love cooking. So,
luckily for them, their Baba loves to eat.
Right.
So.
They love cooking. They love baking. And so the girls saw that cookbook and they were, and the thing is, right, they're not going to have mass amounts of what they have of stock. So they only had 2 of those books. Sometimes they'll only have 1. Maybe they'll have 4 or 5. But whatever you get, you get. And if you want something in stock, you might have to call, and they'll have to, because I had to do that once. I had to call. I went in and I was like, "Do you don't have this book?" And they had to check all their stores, and they were like, "It's actually in another branch, another location.
Yep.
But it won't be ready until such and such date. We can put it on hold for you, and then you can we can have it shipped here, and then you can come pick it up."
I wonder if this is like a franchise all over the country.
I don't know if it's all over the country, but it's regional at least. And I've seen, and they have a whole website and stuff.
So really, really awesome place. So we went there.
My kids love it too. Like it's just nice.
We went to get some ice cream afterwards at this really awesome place. I think it's called Marble Slab Creamery.
Yeah.
Awesome, amazing ice cream, like really good. Dita had a mix of apple
had
cinnamon,
apple spice.
no, it was like apple cinnamon.
Yeah, it was
pie
apple
or
cinnamon
something.
spice. No, it wasn't pie.
Apple cinnamon spice and cheesecake. Oh my god!
So it was like apple pie cheesecake, and then I put graham crackers and almonds, like sliced almonds in it.
Wow, it was good.
I
Wow.
shared
Oh,
it
and
with
today
him.
butterscotch.
Butterscotch,
Rice Krispie treats. Those are really good
one
too.
of our friends from my friends from the homeschool.
Wow.
She made that and butterscotch Rice Krispie treats.
But yesterday,
amazing.
ice cream really good. Then we ended up going to a Japanese spot. You either got some sushi.
Yeah. And some
And we went
teriyaki
home.
shrimp.
Alhamdulillah. It was a really, really nice time out. It was an impromptu day out too.
It was like
which was
after
really
school
awesome.
had finished, and I was like, you know what? I have a box of books I want to get rid of and a couple of puzzles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just go to Half Price Books and just drop it off. And it's like in the shopping center, so we just went around.
Mm-hmm. And
really nice family outing.
Yep. And tomorrow I'm getting ready to head out to the ICNA convention. It was not supposed to happen, but
we don't have a booth.
But
we're trying a new method.
We're trying a new
inshallah
method
that works.
that we'll see what we could get out of it. Do some networking there.
Yep.
And then that leads me to Tuesday and Monday. And Monday we'll explain what today's episode is about and what we'll probably try to do at least once every episode, right?
What?
And that is on Monday night, I got to see my friend Nadir, one of my best friends in the world. Love this brother. And we went to go hang out, and he gave a suggestion. And I love the suggestion. I bought it to Dita. Dita loves the suggestion. So he said, he's like, listen, whenever you start your episode, why don't you pull a comment from a past episode?
So what I'm hoping for is...
And talk about it.
That's what we're going to do. Today, we're going to do a couple of comments.
So today...
But from here on in, if you guys leave comments or questions and stuff, we can answer just one.
Yep.
Or share one comment or answer one question.
So ask a question. Listen, we still want to do like a whole Q&A episode, but we have got no questions.
Exactly. So we're just hoping, for you guys to engage a little bit more. We love our audience. We love our supporters. Mm-hmm. So now we want you to engage with us because it's really fun to connect.
Be a part of the podcast. Let's do it, right? So today...
That's how last week's podcast was with the blind, the NFB Muslims.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
That was really fun because it was just a genuine connection with the community. It was really fun. So.
Absolutely. So today, inshallah, we're going to focus this podcast on a few viewer comments from past episodes.
Just a couple. Okay, I was just stifling a yawn. I'm tired.
We're all tired. We're all tired. Listen, I got to give a khutbah tomorrow. I still have to prep for that. I got to pack. We got a lot going on. So let's without further ado, let's get this thing moving.
So we have a comment here from Zarian, and it's on the Mother's Day episode.
So that was episode 26 of the podcast, not last week, but the week before. And what did Zarian post?
So just a disclaimer for everybody's comments. I'm not reading this to be like to pick on anybody or anything like that. I'm just picking. Nadir sent me some comments, so we're just gonna.
Dita did not read these, so now she has to have. And I didn't braille these or anything like that, so she has to have.
So bear with me.
Voiceover read it to her
in my ear,
and then she's gonna read it to us. Next time, I should just have these lined up and have
it was kind of a last minute thing because we had a bunch of things going on today. So.
Yep.
Anyways,
I think you could skip the timestamps.
Yeah.
When you read it.
So Zarian had said, I don't think people who are saying forgive for your own peace are only people who haven't gone through things. Sometimes they do it because it lessens the resentment, and that's good. They do it because they want mercy from other people, and they want others to give them as much mercy as they gave someone else, or they want mercy from Allah, and so they feel like they have to be merciful. But I don't think forgiving means forgetting, and I don't think forgiving means allowing someone access to your vulnerabilities when you can't trust them.
All right. Sorry. So wife,
what's up?
Please comment on this. I mean, thank you for your comment, Zarian. I really appreciate it, and we both really appreciate it. And you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. And to your stance on this, right?
That's exactly where I was going to get at. And that's the beauty of...
So just know, like, whatever we say here, we're not saying this about you specifically or anything like that.
Or about anyone who holds
that
holds,
this opinion or contrary opinions to us, right?
Like I had said, I'm not reading these because I want to be... just try to pick a fight or something, you know what I mean?
Stop picking fights, wife.
So...
Stop picking fights.
That is not my nature at all.
That's Yadira. She's like...
No, I do not pick fights.
You
ever.
know, it's in this corner
No.
from
You're very loud
Newark,
in my ears.
New Jersey. Weighing in. If I say her weight, she will murder me.
Yeah, I looked up real quick. So if you do.
Yadira
All right.
Tabata.
Just anyway, I looked up so fast. I'm like, if he says my weight.
All right, yeah, good. Okay, yeah, no. All right, so what do you think about this?
So that's the beauty of having comments and having discussions, and they're respectful. Everybody can have and should have their own opinion, and their own thoughts, and it should be okay for them to share that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that. I think, and here's the thing: if you feel you have to forgive for one reason or another, that's a really personal thing. That's your very, very personal journey, and that's not for me to interfere in any way, shape, or form. I think my biggest gripe is when people tell me how I should handle things, what I should do, or how I should be when it's my situation. And even if someone else went through the same situation went through it with me, every person is affected
differently. Yeah.
And so I am going to see things from a different lens than someone else might, even though we went through the same thing together. And how I handle things and how things impacted me are going to be different. And that is where I feel, that's where I get irritated, when how I handle things is not respected. And I'm told you should be this way, or you should not be this way, because it does make me feel like you clearly either haven't had to live, gone through things, or for whatever reason you don't want to work through that, and you're projecting it on me. If you leave me alone, then I'm gonna just assume, well, whatever, you're dealing with it in your own way. If you feel you need to forgive and you need to do those things, I support whatever it is you do. Just don't assume or that I should be following those same footsteps, or that I need to be doing the same things, because to be told you need to forgive, there's just some things I can't. And that doesn't mean that I'm hate-filled. It doesn't mean that I'm bitter or that I am angry. I'm actually really not any of those things.
Listen, I think it boils down to, oh my God,
my allergies are acting up. Worst time ever.
Yep, look at this. That's why I took Zyrtec last night.
You know what it was? Literally, no. It's because, as we were saying, literally, we're going to get ready to record, and somebody's doing their freaking lawn. Yeah. And so now, that was like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and now my eyes are burning. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Hold on real quick. You're like you leaned somewhere or turned a little bit while you were recording. So turn, hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. Go to the right a bit.
We're professional.
To the right, please.
I am.
Little more.
Okay, now I'm not even looking at the camera.
I mean,
like I'm.
How are you? No, not turn your whole body. I'm saying move your chair to the right. I just touched the camera,
so now they're gonna get a whole thing of my hand. You will have to edit all this.
No, I'm not. I'm keeping all of this. This is perfect.
Where's my Tinkerbell phone?
I don't know. Sold it. All right. No, anyway, so
you're gonna get my thumb right in the camera.
That's fine.
Because I had to find it.
Thumbs up for Dita. Yeah. Right? Everybody give Dita a thumbs up. All right. Thumbs up for Dita. So the thing is listen, you could handle your situations any way you'd like, right? But whenever you get, and I mean, I think Yadira could kind of agree with me on this. When you get screwed over and over and over again, right? And people take advantage of you over and over and over again. Like you try to give people benefit of the doubt. You try to forgive people. You try to forget about what they've done. Because I thoroughly believe that if you're saying, oh, I forgive, but I don't forget, you don't forgive. I really, truly believe that.
So why do you truly believe that?
Because if you don't forget, you're still holding on to it.
So people would argue, no, me not forgetting means I'm just not going to allow you access to me, but I forgive whatever you did.
Then if you forgive it, then that means you do, then it's back to normal. That's what forgive means. Forgive means that what we had, what we had before the transgression is still on, because forgiving is like a clear slate, right? If you want Allah to forgive you, you don't want Allah to be like, I forgive you, but you know what I'm saying?
I think the key when it comes to the religious aspect, like Allah forgives you, is that you don't know what you've been forgiven for and when you haven't, because you're going to have to go through Judgment Day.
Yeah, that's true. May Allah forgive us for everything. I mean we got a lot to be forgiven for. So
you don't know what.
And of course I'm ignorant, 100% ignorant. But the way I see it is, it's like, oh, You know, like I've been okay. So recently there's been a lot of drama, and people like, oh, I didn't know what you're talking about, you know. But I know because I've been dealing with backlash, for pretty much defending my wife, right? And not just defending my wife, but you know, trying to give blind Muslims access to masajid. And I dealt with this backlash, and I'm saying straight up, I will not forgive these people. I will not.
So people would argue with you that you should forgive because you want Allah to forgive you. But my response to that always is, I am not Allah. I am a very flawed human being, and His mercy is infinite, and mine is not. Here's my thing. That sounds harsh. I'm not going to turn around and tell you you can't be like that. I'm going to respect how you feel. It's not my place to be like you're wrong. That's not okay. And I do agree with you too. You're right. I do agree with, if you said you forgave, to me, my view of forgiveness, that doesn't mean that it's the same view for someone else.
Yeah.
My view of forgiveness, if I chose to forgive you, I'm going to wipe a clean slate and work to heal from whatever that is and move forward and act. It just didn't happen, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I say all is forgiven, that means I'm not going to bring this up again.
And I'm not going to be
done.
around you.
I'm not going
to limit you from my life.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to be around you with mistrust. Now, if you go ahead and repeat the same offense, or you do something else that makes me say, you know what, I'm
then
done.
You're done.
Then
That's
you're
it.
done.
Game over.
I
don't even want to.
and it didn't work.
You know, at
I
the
mean?
most, I can be cordial with you.
Right.
You know, I can be like, yeah, man, we're cool, but it'll never, ever go back.
In situations where it's kind of a must, like don't expect me to reach out to you. Don't like it's like we're in a social gathering.
Exactly.
And you happen to be in the same room I was raised to be,
like,
civil. So
like don't be like, oh well, you know, I haven't talked to you in so long. I don't know what happened. It's like, really,
I do,
bro?
because I do.
Really?
Yeah. So I agree.
I don't know what happened.
And
okay, I mean, listen, we can hang out whenever I'm around, you're around, and we just happen to be there. Fine, that's cool. We can chill, just like I chill with random people whenever I go with my friends. Like, oh, it's my friend. Okay, it's my acquaintance. Okay, that's how we can chill.
But outside of that, I agree with you.
But the trust is burned down to the ground
again.
Yeah.
But I am not saying that.
This is the way we handle
it. And I'm not saying that any comments, like the commenter or anyone who who has that opinion, is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if that works for you, I'm glad you have something that you can work with. Or if it's not you that feels that way, I'm glad that others have something that they're legitimately healing. You know, they have a coping mechanism that helps them heal, that has helped them get through that. You know what I mean? And be on the journey of healing.
Yeah. Man.
I'm glad for you, because those journeys are hard. And those steps are difficult to take. And only you can decide which steps you need to make in order to get yourself on that journey to heal and to protect your heart. Whatever it is that, you know what I mean? And if that means, and this is obviously, people are going to go crazy with this one.
Yeah.
If that means you need to cut people out of your life, and that includes kin, I'm sorry, there's just some people that should not have access to your life. There are some offenses that you cannot say, well, they're still your insert family member or whatever.
And I want someone to be like, well, I mean, they are. Then we'll come up with scenarios and let's hear their reply.
Because I can tell you of a few scenarios.
Yeah.
That
I guarantee you would, number one, make you uncomfortable, and number two, leave you speechless.
Right.
Right. So you have to think of worst case scenario.
And then think worse, right? Think of the worst.
And then even think worse than that.
It's probably worse than that.
Yeah.
The decision to probably cut someone out of your life is not that's the thing too. When people say you shouldn't do that, of course we know we shouldn't do that. That decision is never taken. Like, if someone chooses to do that, understand that this was a really painful process for them.
Yep.
That this was something that it got too much. The lesser of the two pains was to walk away.
Yep.
But again, I respect your thoughts, and I'm really glad you shared them, Zarian. And I love the discussion. And I agree. If some people, that's how they feel or whatever. And again, sometimes when I'm being told you shouldn't be that way, or you should do this or whatever, I'm like, clearly one of two things is happening. Either you haven't had a hard life, or you haven't been through the things that I've been through, or you're just, for whatever reason, dismissing what I'm going through and deciding that your way is best, and completely invalidating my trauma, my experience, my whatever it is, because for you, whatever you did worked. And then I'm going to be really honest. Now I'm diving in way deeper than I probably should.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yalla.
But I grew up with a lot of religious guilt. And that's not just a Christian or Catholic thing. That's a Muslim thing too. That's
Yep.
any religion thing. Religious scale is traumatic and it's detrimental. So when you operate based on or fear something bad happening to you, it's not a healthy place to be in. It's hard to just be like, well, I'm just gonna forgive when you were, when you have had to deal with, well, if you don't forgive, or if you say something, or if you are not following in line to whatever is happening, doesn't matter how bad it is, you're the bad one, and God's angry with you, and you're failing, and God's gonna punish you, and you know what I mean, and you're lacking. For me, this is why all of those things play in to why when I say if I forgive you, I forgive you. It's forgotten. It's
done.
There are people in my life that I will not and have not forgiven, and I am not unhappy. And there's no hatred in my heart.
Yep.
There's no bitterness. And my goal is to make sure that my kids have such an, like, compared to how I grew up, they have no idea.
Yep.
they have no idea. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yes. Sometimes you're like, man, raising these kids soft.
Right.
But it's like, alhamdulillah, you don't want them to go
wrong.
through what you've been through.
Don't get me wrong. They deal with their struggles.
I mean, they get,
Well, our kid has dyslexia.
Yeah, no, he has
Like,
dyslexia.
that
Exactly.
is hard. It's really, really hard. Every one of my kids has their struggles, of course, but I don't want my kids to deal with the things I had to deal with, because that's on a whole different level. And nobody should ever want that for anybody.
Yep.
But yeah, I respect that opinion, and I respect where you're coming from, and it was an awesome comment. It's just,
Thanks so much, Zarian. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Please comment again. And once again, if you guys want us to discuss or comment on one of your comments, please leave a comment. I said comment like 72
you
times
really
there.
Did. And then
Just
because
leave words underneath
my,
the video or podcast.
Listen,
Yes.
because my phone, the screen and the actual case both feel really smooth. I just freaking face the camera at me instead, like, to try to unlock it. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of the screen, I'm like, what is that? Oh, wait. I had my phone backwards. So.
All right. So what's the next one, wife? And give it the connotations, like, in what episode, the poster.
I think it's Full of Shade. Full of Shade. I can't pronounce that last name. Okay. Well, Full of Shade. I tried. But
What episode is this?
episode 23. Oganowu or something like that. I don't want to mess up your name.
You just did.
Yeah.
You literally just did it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I apologize.
Yes.
I've had my name murdered my whole life. So.
Yep.
Oh, great. I don't think I could say that word. Now you're going to have to take that out. I've had my name messed up my whole life.
It's fine.
You know how this goes.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, good.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you'll like this.
Okay.
I think now I don't want to read it.
No, you got to read it. You have to read it now. Now you have to read it.
I think the mixer is cool. I knew you were going to do something annoying like that. Don't encourage his shenanigans.
Yes, good. Keep going. Keep reading. There's more. I think there's more.
It's really not fair that people use... Okay, it's really not fair that people use disability as a front for their inability to speak the language. Great job, you guys. You are... great job, you guys, for what you're doing. May Allah reward you abundantly. Ameen. Ramadan Kareem. So this was during Ramadan. Oh, thank you. Ameen.
Very nice
Ameen for
message.
us. Ameen for you. And don't encourage his shenanigans, though.
Yeah, let's go. Another one for Full of Shade right there. And then also for Zarian. There you go.
You guys are all awesome.
So what? Don't let your disability.
It was okay because we were saying how on Uber and stuff, people will say that they're.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's a shame that they're using disability as a front, for their inability. Yes, it is. It's quite frankly disgusting. I cannot. It's gross on a whole another level.
Like, you don't understand how weird it is sometimes because it tells you this person's deaf or hard of hearing, and then they walk in like, hey, how are you? Like, what the hell just happened?
Exactly. And you're just like, wait, I'm sorry. And then I'll start speaking to them in Spanish or something, and then all of a sudden they're fine. And then they'll literally tell me, oh, I just put that because I don't know English. So and I'm just like, you are so awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not nice.
Yeah.
That's like the person, this was back in Jersey, and she was the oh my God, the receptionist at the vet office. And I'm signing the freaking receipt for the credit card bill or whatever because Hazel needed some medical care.
Yep.
Just normal routine stuff. And she's like, oh my God, you're so lucky. You get to take your dog everywhere. I wish I can do that. I'm in the process of I just found it online. I'm just paying for the little paper that says she's a service animal, like an emotional support animal.
Wrong thing to say to someone who uses a guide dog.
I just looked at her.
Or any service animal.
I said,
wrong thing to say.
What did you say? And she was like, yeah, you're just so lucky because you get to take her everywhere. I said, let's do a trade. Let me get your eyes. And then you can take a dog everywhere. And then if I can see, hey, why not?
Dita's open for the for the trade.
And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I walk around with her because I cannot see. Because without her, I cannot live a fully functioning, independent, productive life.
Yep.
I don't walk around with her because she's my cute new accessory and I just love her so much I have to take her with me everywhere. Yes, I love my dog, but there is a reason why I have her with me. There is a reason I put up with all of the crap that I do from, both Muslim and non-Muslim sectors in order to have access to public spaces. There's a reason that I put up with all that, and it's because I need her. She's not my little fuzzy friend that I just love her. I just can't be without her. Like, that infuriated me. So yes, the same thing infuriates me when I'm like, you can hear and you just want to be like, I just can't speak the language, so you're just gonna pretend you're disabled. You have no idea the difficulties and the challenges that anyone in the disabled community faces. And for you to sit there and use it and abuse it like it's a toy, like it's something you could just dismiss, shows how little regard you have for our lives and for our dignity and for, treating us in humane ways. Yep. It's so disgusting.
Dita went real deep on that one. Dita went ham on that one.
Yeah, because that one I get pretty passionate about. It's never ever okay to pretend you have a disability.
It's the same thing whenever people are like, "Oh, I'm late on my flight. I need a wheelchair."
No, you don't. Yes, it's disgusting.
Yep.
It's
like,
never.
I know people now. It's one thing if your like leg legit hurts. Right. And you're late for a flight and you can't run.
Well, and
right?
at some point, even if it's temporary, you're still kind of disabled.
You need it. You need it. That's legitimate.
But it is never, ever, under any circumstances,
like even
okay
us,
to pretend that you have a disability just so you can get away with certain things.
Even us, and they tell us, they're like, it's easier for you to just sit down in the wheelchair.
No.
It's like, no, I don't need it. And maybe somebody does, bro.
Right.
Maybe somebody actually needs that wheelchair.
We literally have said that. Like, someone else may need that wheelchair, and you're literally trying to make me use it when I don't need it. I'm telling you what my needs are. You need to go offer that to someone who actually has a need for it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's never, ever, ever okay under any circumstances to pretend that you have a disability so you can get away with something or you can have something or, you know what I mean? Or you can have certain accommodations. Never, ever okay. That is not okay. So yes, that one gets me all lit up.
There you go. All right.
So yeah, I agree. It is really a shame that they're doing that.
Yep.
So.
Thank you, Full of Shade, for that comment. We appreciate you. And
sorry if we're messing up people's names or I apologize.
Write it down phonetically in the comments. We'll look at it and properly pronounce it next week and give you another air horn.
Stop with the thing. Don't do it.
I'm not. My hands are here.
Okay, so this is Epic Kids comment. You made me jump. God, I can't stand you. I swear, just go somewhere. I'm taking that thing from you.
How are we gonna record this? Explain that one.
You could get a different equipment.
Explain it.
We have recorded without that mixer.
God, I love this thing. I gotta add more sound effects.
No.
I will. They will seat us.
They will. No.
I'm just gonna add a bunch of Simpsons quotes.
Okay. Epic Kids, episode 20, Half Muslim. This is where this is from.
All right. So Epic Kids. This is for Epic Quiz. Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Epic
Kids, thank you for what?
You said Epic.
Yo, be quiet. Yo, Epic Kids, thank you for the comment. I'm gonna hit you with the air horn. There you go.
At least I got a warning.
A whole bunch of them.
Because he did that before last time, and I freaking jumped.
That was hilarious. I was just, I mean, come on. How didn't you expect it? Seriously.
Because I was starting to read, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna be normal, civilized adults.
Yeah, no, I'm never a normal civilized adult. That don't happen. Okay, go ahead. Epic Kids, yalla.
So this is like, I do want to say that there are interfaith couples, and there are children who are being raised Muslim, or there are also children who are being raised to understand both faiths, or it says both faces, and to know both faiths. There are plenty of interfaith families, and they do celebrate a myriad of holidays. Okay, voiceover is being really ridiculous right now. It's like chopping up words.
Sure. It happens.
A myriad of holidays in different ways. Sometimes there are compromises, but each family decides what those compromises are and what is most important to them. With the publisher, wait, again, voiceovers cutting up words. Most important to them. Okay.
See, hashtag blind people problems. Start using that hashtag, guys. We need to make that hashtag blow up.
Chopping up words, so it's making it very difficult to read.
You want to turn off voiceover and turn it back on?
That's literally what I just did.
Mm-hmm. Hey, this is what happens, guys. It's legit. Hashtag blind people problems, bro. These problems are legit and real. I would read it, but I think I'm dyslexic, so I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna subject you to me reading.
Okay, maybe I'm with the publisher. It says maybe I'm with the publisher or the narrator, whoever was describing the book. Maybe they meant to say that, like, one parent was Hindu.
Were we talking about a book? Yeah, that's right.
Maybe they meant one parent was Muslim and one parent was Muslim, especially when they're from India.
So one parent was Hindu and one parent was Muslim. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I skipped ahead. Okay, maybe I'm with the publisher. Whoever was describing the book, maybe they meant that one parent was Hindu and one parent was Muslim, especially because we were talking about India. Or because they were talking about India. Maybe they wanted to accentuate the fact that one parent and one parent's ancestors and relatives were directly opposed to the other person's ancestors and relatives. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that in 1947 that the British left India and carved it up. All of the Hindus were supposed to stay in India, and all of the Muslims were supposed to go to the new state of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. There were definitely interfaith marriages, but I have also seen Hindus convert to Islam. They don't say they're Hindus anymore, though. I know it's difficult for people to imagine, especially if they haven't been in the situation. However, there are many interfaith marriages that do work. Most of them are Christian and Muslim marriages, but probably not all, especially in Pakistan. I can't tell you exactly how they work because each marriage is different, but I do know that many people that have been raised in interfaith households who are much more knowledgeable about faith and issues surrounding faith. Confusion doesn't have to be a part of it. And then this is on another note, I think one reason the sister and brother kind of sticks or crawls like under your skin is because it feels like you're trying to force family connections when you really aren't acting like families. I have that general same reaction, but I just thought it was just me, so I stifled it. There's a whole lot to unpack there. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Epic Kids. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that's an awesome.
That's a good way for us to end right there. So
I love the comment, and again, I love discussion like this. You know what I mean? I personally don't think most faiths. Well,
are we talking about the half Muslim thing first?
Yes.
Okay.
There are some faiths that are right.
Yeah, like Judaism.
Right.
Is there another one?
Maybe Hinduism. I don't know. But I know Judaism for sure. Yeah, I think Hinduism is too, because like the three biggest proselytizing religions are Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism.
Okay.
Because those are like global.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. You can be white and Buddhist. You can be, you know what I mean, of Asian descent, even though it started from the Asian places, like countries and things like that. But you don't have to be of that descent to follow that. It's like, and Islam started in the Arabian Peninsula, but you don't have to be of Arab descent.
Yeah.
And that's just how that all goes. And that's why I just don't think that me personally, again, you can be raised in an interfaith home, but that's exactly what it is. You're being raised with two different ideologies, and you're being taught what those ideologies and ways of life are. That there might be some cultural aspects to being a Muslim, yes, to an extent, but my culture and your culture are very different.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And the Eids we have here, honestly, are much more Puerto Rican than anything else. And it's because, not that I have anything against your culture or anything like that.
Hey, I'm having fun with Puerto Rican Eids. I'm cool with it. I got no problem with it.
I'm the one organizing all of it, pretty much. You know what I mean? I'm the one in charge of all of that. And so it's going to be what I'm familiar with, and it's going to be what I'm comfortable with. And it makes me feel a lot more connected to my faith because I've had my struggles with converting, and you know what I mean, when I converted, with connecting, and you know what I mean, finding joy in all of that.
Of course.
In this home, yes, it tends to be like our holiday celebrations tend to be more Puerto Rican. The food we eat tends to be more the homemade food. Tends to be heavy on the Puerto Rican side. Again, I am the cook here.
Yep.
So there's a lot of Puerto Ricanness running through this house.
Yep.
Nothing, and there's nothing wrong. I think the Palestinian culture is beautiful, and I think it's there. You guys, you're strong people.
And I go ham for Palestine.
You absolutely do, and I'm right there with you. And I think you're Puerto Rican by proxy, and I would think that I'm, like Palestinian by proxy. And I think we do a good job of making sure our kids are very proud of both of their identities. But when it comes down to it, it does tend to lean more towards my culture because I'm the mom, I'm the caretaker.
Absolutely.
If the roles were reversed and you were the Puerto Rican and I was the Arab, it would be a lot more Arab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, and maybe that doesn't work in other households. But again, I'm also really like.
I mean, also the thing is, it's like sometimes, right? Sometimes you'll get like half white, half Arab, right?
Yeah.
Or half white, half Desi or something like that.
Right.
Generally, the children tend to lean towards the more, I don't know, culturally
rich, maybe,
yeah,
or diverse, or different, or whatever.
Because, like, so for example, like.
You have a friend.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like me and you, for example, like we both go ham about our culture, right? Like I'm Palestinian through and through. You're Puerto Rican through and through, right? So, I don't spend as much time with the kids. I don't do that.
But that's
right?
what I was getting at.
I'm not the mom. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to take away. I'm not trying to say I'm,
He's not deadbeat dad over here.
Yeah,
okay?
no, definitely not. But it's just the nature of nature, pretty much.
I am the. Here's the thing, though, because you might end up with people who have different
situations or whatever. Yeah,
and they still tend to, like, let's say there's a Hispanic or a white person and the dad is Arab or Desi or whatever. And the kids still tend to lean towards that. And it sometimes could be because the dad is like, I want things done a certain way.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way.
Yep.
And that works for their marriage. For us, it's just...
I don't care about as long as it gets done.
Right. And I'm going to circle back to it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because for both of us, before you are Puerto Rican, before you are Palestinian, you are a Muslim.
Exactly.
It is not your ethnicity. It's not your race. And that's what I was getting at when I said the half Muslim thing confuses me.
Yeah.
Because Islam is not an ethnicity or a race. Christianity is not an ethnicity or race. It is a religion. It is cultural to an extent. It is, and especially like cultural, you can even say with Muslims. There's a lot of culture behind that. But the culture comes from a mix of cultures, actually, if you think about it.
And it's a situation,
the world,
yeah. And it's a situation where Palestinian history is my history. Turkish history is my history.
Right.
African history is my history.
Your history, Caribbean history, with all the Muslims coming into the enslavement. And that's your history.
That's our history right there.
Although I'm Puerto Rican and that, I have direct ancestors to that. That's still your history because there were Muslims there.
And that bond with the Islamic view, right? That bond is stronger than anything else.
So what I was getting
that title is your primary title.
Right. So you're Puerto Rican and be proud of it, and you're Palestinian and you be proud of it, and you wave those two flags. You know what I mean? And you go ham for both of them. But before any of that happens, you are a Muslim. That is what you represent before anything else. That's how we're raising our kids. But if you're in an interfaith home and you're being raised with two different, I don't think necessarily that confusion. To me, it's neither here nor there because it wasn't where my comment was aiming at. Being half Muslim is not. Muslim is not an ethnicity, nor is it a race.
Yeah.
It can be a culture. It's a way of life.
It could have a cultural aspect.
It could have a cultural aspect. It's a way of life. It is an ideology and a belief. But I'm Muslim and my ancestors come from Puerto Rico. Like, you know what I mean? And from Africa.
Yep.
And from Spain. You're Muslim, but your ancestors come from Palestine. Pretty much all of it.
All of it. We did the ancestry. It was like 98%
so
Levant or something like that.
Like you're just all there.
From the Levant. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm super Palestinian Arab.
You really,
wow.
really are. But, this is why we went out to dinner with a couple of friends a couple weeks back. Really nice people. The husband is Palestinian. They are Christian. And that blew my kids' mind. Like, initially, they were like, wait, hold on. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah. And we had to go back and be like, I'm sorry. So am I, pointing to myself. And I'm like, and look at you, you're half. And then so they finally got it. And they're like, okay, so you don't have to be Muslim if you're Palestinian. No, there's actually quite a bit of Christians, and they have the sepulcher, the church
of the Holy Sepulcher, yeah,
over there. And you know what I mean? Like, it's not your ethnicity, it's not your race, it's what you believe in. And yes, your beliefs play into your culture, but it doesn't define. That's where I was getting at, like half Muslim, half Christian.
Yeah.
To me, they're more ideologies. And so you really can't have half an ideology. You can just...
Especially with cores of said ideologies that diametrically oppose one another.
You can choose to just not make a decision.
Yeah.
And again, all those are really personal journeys. I don't know how these families, I agree, I don't know how they manage. I don't live in that situation.
Yep. But we've seen people. I've seen people that say that. And guess what?
Yeah.
They are not the picture of any faith tradition.
They usually people that I know have usually ended up, and I do know people who have grown up in interfaith situations, and the ones that I know really just kind of end up leaving,
not doing anything.
Faith. Yeah. And they'll just believe in God and call that a day. And that's between them and God. You know what I mean? That's not my concern whether to say that's wrong, right, or indifferent. Like that's between them and God. I know how I'm raising my kids and what I'm choosing to do. So whatever they do that, for it to work in their families, that's how it works for them. But like I said, for me, the ideology, it's an ideology. And so it's not an ethnicity. It's not a race. It's just like Christianity and just like Buddhism. They're global religions. You don't have to be from a certain place just because society has decided that they associate certain religions with certain places.
That doesn't mean
that
it has to be
mean that that's a correct view.
Yeah. But as far as like half Muslim, I mean, my view on it is it's impossible.
That's your view. And
right?
Like I said,
it's absolutely impossible. I mean, if we go off of the faith-based view, like the Islamic view, you can't be half Muslim and half Christian. It just doesn't work. You can't say you believe in the Trinity and then you believe in the oneness of Allah. It does not work.
Right.
It does not.
But like
work.
I said, from my perspective,
yeah,
I was viewing it as
taking it as a cultural.
Yeah,
as a
it's not
thing.
an ethnicity or a race. So that's for me. I just see it as you know.
But
if you marry and you're in an interfaith situation, I mean, you're going to do what works for you.
Yeah, that's not my belief. That's what Islam says.
Right.
You know what I mean? Period. Right. You come into the religion all the way. Right. I don't know the exact ayah, which number it is, what surah it's in, but it says you accept Islam completely, and when you accept it completely, you're not half a Muslim. You're a Muslim. Period.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So that's that part, but then there's also the brother sister thing.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. I think part of it is it feels forced. It feels like you're trying to be like, yeah, family, but you're not acting like family at all, or it feels almost like very superficial. You know what I mean?
So let's kind of catch up people that don't know what we're talking about, right? We're talking about the brother and sister term.
Yeah, when they call each other brother Nadir.
Brother Nadir, sister Yadira, brother Muhammad, sister Zainab.
Right.
This constant brother sister terminology, right? Which really we there's kind of like a weird origin to it. Like we don't know. We have no idea really where it came from, because whenever we look at like old sources, right, hadith or things that came after the Sahaba, after the companions, you don't hear anybody referring to Bukhari as brother Bukhari. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's referring to these people like that. So I think it's really within the English-speaking lexicon where we have this brother, sister, and we may refer to each other, yo, akhi, come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, bro. It's like saying, hey, bro, come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like whenever we're around other Muslims, it's like it's expected to be like brother and sister and brother, which is fine. There's really no harm in it.
No,
right?
there isn't. And if you like it, you do it. But for me,
and it's not so crazy for me. It's not really a thing I need to do a crusade on or anything like that.
No.
It is what it is. I will call someone brother. I'll call them sister, especially if they prefer that.
Right.
But the thing is, it's okay. We call each other brother, sister. So let's uphold that term.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's no brother, no sister, you can't come in my car because you have a guide dog. Would you do that to your sister, bro?
I mean,
honestly,
if you would, then I don't think you have a very good relationship.
Exactly.
And then it goes back to your kinship. How are you actually treating your kin?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So no, I agree. There is this superficial essence kind of thrown around, like brother, sister, but then, it's giving the illusion of family. But when it comes down to it, your actions speak something very, very different. Like the tune they're singing, your actions are singing a totally different tune than what your words are. You know what I mean? I 100% agree. And it's not just you.
Yeah, no, it's not just you.
And
It's not just Dita.
No,
It's not.
I've
It's
heard a lot of
plenty,
people,
especially converts.
Yeah.
especially converts that have issues with that terminology.
because we are not necessarily always treated like family.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I 100% agree with you. And I wish things would change. I think as a Muslim community, we need to do better. And we're just, unfortunately, we are not quite there yet. I think the more that we're comfortable with discussing stuff like this, we will get there, And as long as we take the Islamic approach of gaining knowledge and growing and trying to be better for the sake of Allah, I think it's not hopeless. You know what I mean? There's potential, and there's I don't think it's like, that's it, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, it's all despair. I don't think so. But we definitely have to work a little harder to do better.
Yes.
And to actually behave like the family we say we are.
Like the family we claim to be.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you so much. Thank you, Epic Kids, for that.
I appreciate every single comment.
Yep. We really
no hard
appreciate all
feelings.
the
I hope no one
comments.
gets upset. And
nobody, please listen.
I wasn't here to offend or anything. I love discussion.
This is what we said from Jump Street. Okay, our stances align with the Islamic stance.
Right.
Period. Right. That's it.
But that's us.
So
right?
that's us.
That's
right?
us.
Now,
you do you.
We're saying this is according to Islam, right? And we're talking about general orthodox Islam, right? There may be fringe opinions. There may be, I know one random scholar that said this that, once. You know what I mean? Okay, that's fine.
But I'm not.
That's you, bro.
Right, you do you. But we're not here to be attacking.
Yeah, no,
we're not
no.
To do any of that stuff, because you're never going to get any healthy discussion.
Exactly.
Or, sharing of thoughts and opinions.
And at the end of the day, do whatever you want to do.
That's between,
you know what I mean? That's between you and Allah. As long as you're not bringing me in there with you, it's all good.
Right.
We can have a discussion. We can have an intellectual discussion, right?
Yeah, and a healthy, respectful intellectual. And I think...
And there were things where it's just opinion, right? Brother-sister thing, strictly opinion.
Right.
Forgiving and not forgetting, strictly opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's no reason, I think, this is I think, when it comes down to it, with all the comments, there's no reason to take offense to what my opinion is, and there's no reason for me to take offense, which I didn't, to what your opinion is.
Yeah, not at all.
This is, even though we were not in person and talking back and forth, I feel like this was a really nice, kind of healthy discussion. And if you comment again on these things and we can comment back and forth and stuff, I think that's great, because we all kept it respectful. And I really love and appreciate that. So
yeah. So please, guys, please send more comments. We want to be able to do this every week. Let's do at least one every week. That'd be awesome. We start off the show the first 5-10 minutes. We just talk about a comment. Questions, all questions are welcomed, of course. And thank you to everyone who just left, amazing, or mashallah, or salamu alaikum, or whatever. Any good dua or supplications or vibes, Joe, throw it all our way. Okay, we need it all the good stuff. Give us all the good stuff.
So
thank you guys.
We
appreciate all of you. We love all of you. Nate, Nadir, I love you, bro. Thank you for the suggestion, and we will hold it. And guys, let us know if you like this, right? Please.
We want the engagement.
Yep.
So
yeah, we want the engagement, whether it be on Apple Podcast or Amazon or Google or YouTube, whatever, bro. Just comment, like, share it, right? Everything at Islam by Touch.
Yep.
Yadira is going to be transitioning more to doing things with this. We're working on a couple things. We'll make the announcement when we make it.
Yeah,
when everything is lined up. But yeah, any final words, wife?
Nope.
Nothing?
No. I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. Once again, follow us on all of our socials: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I really haven't been posting on TikTok. Nobody else has control over that but me. So it's a very inaccessible app, but inshallah, I'll start posting more. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You subscribe to the podcast. Tell other people that there's some real Muslims, blind people that are here trying to take everyone and all of us behind the blind. All right. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.